Welcome back to another episode of Chef Knives to Go Quick Look Product Reviews. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we're looking at this time is the Kanehide TK Nakiri 180mm knife. This line of knives, their core steel is proprietary, but it's a semi-stainless steel that has good corrosion resistance. As long as you dry it and don't let it just sit wet when you're done, you should have no problems at all. It will develop a light patina over time, or if you do leave some water sit, you'll get some water spots and spotting on it. It's not full stainless, but one of the great benefits of this steel, it is super easy to sharpen. That's one of my favorite things about the steel. It really has a lot of characteristics of a good reactive high carbon steel from Hitachi, like a Aogami or Shidogami. It just sharpens up great, takes an awesome edge. It's just awesome. So that's one of the great benefits of the steel. The edge retention is actually pretty decent, and what you trade off a little edge retention for super easy sharpening. They take that to about a 61 Rockwell heat treat, and the construction is monosteel, so there's no layers of cladding. The blade is all one material. The weight on this blade is a little bit of heft to it. It's a longer Nakiri, which is kind of nice. A lot of Nakiris are in the 165 range, so this is one of the longer ones. The weight is about 204 grams, or 7.2 ounces, and the edge length on this, it's a little hard to measure these, but right around 180-ish. About 7 inches, a little over 7 inches. Overall length about 12.2 from the front of the blade to the end of the handle. And then this has a spine thickness of about 2.1 millimeter, and we pretty much just hold that just about all the way through, which is typical of a Nakiri knife. So it holds that spine all the way through to the end, and that gives you a little bit of heft. It also makes the blade fairly stiff, and then we start thinning out, towards the edge. The blade height, I usually measure Nakiris in two places, but at the back it's about 47.8 millimeters, and in the middle it's about 49, so it's fairly consistent height throughout. Balance point on this is, because the blade's a little heavier, which is kind of cool, even with the Western or Yo handle with the full tang, which adds weight, the balance point is still in front of the bolster, so it would easy for me to say, it would work really good for a racket grip or a pinch grip. So the pinch grip will give you a little bit of a handle biased balance, and the racket grip will give you a little more blade forward biased balance point. But just kind of a good compromise there. Fit and finish is just excellent on this knife. This whole line is just a great value. So you've got some screened or etched kanji along with their logo. It does say Japan on it. On the right side of the blade, you can see the machine finish with the vertical machining marks. And then on the left side of the blade is plain. It's pretty common for them to put a little bit of thinning right near the edge to kind of just thin it down towards the edge. And so that's not really an edge bevel right there. It's just a thinning job, that polished area. They don't tend to do that on the back side of the blade, but on this one they do. They don't on a lot of their knives, but they thin this out also a little bit towards the edge as well. You can see my fingerprints nicely there. These are really sharp out of the box. This is a full 7 out of 10 on the sharpness scale. Polished spine, polished choil, relieve, real nice fit and finish on the handle, which is just a basic black paca wood, which is a stable resin stabilized wood. Nice fit and finish all the way around. On the rivets, the tang, the bolster, just real nice. So let's take a look at it on a cutting board here. Again, 180 is kind of cool for a Nakiri because it gives you a little bit of weight, and then it also gives you lots of room to cut stuff. So this is effectively a much longer knife when you start using it because of the big flat spot. So here's your profile, and you can see it's pretty flat towards the middle of the blade. A little bit of back bevel towards the heel. You could even tweak that a little bit over time if you wanted to take that piece out. Every knife's just slightly different, but that's what this one looks like. So they got a little bit of a bump there, but you could pull that out over time if you wanted to as you sharpened it, and maybe tweak that a little bit. But you do have a slightly rounded tip on it, so lots of room there for rocking if you want to do that. That's one thing cool about a Nakiri with a rounded tip, is you can rock them really nicely, usually. So pretty versatile profile overall, I'd say. So again, this is a nice performing blade. It goes through soft product well, dense product well, doesn't really wedge much. You'll get some product, food sticking on it, but that's just the nature of a thin blade like this with that kind of finish on it. There's not a lot you can do about that, but no worse than a lot of knives in this type of category. So just a really nice value, great fit and finish, excellent steel, good performing knife. There you have the Kanehide TK Nakiri 180 millimeter knife.